Does Exodus 22, verses 1 through 4, really say we can kill a thief if it is nighttime? No. The evidence is overwhelming for this answer, since there are 32 passages in the Torah which say we are not to take a life. If there is one passage which seems to contradict all these, and what matter can be established by only one witness, the problem lies in our understanding. Where we find this misunderstood passage is in the middle of a list of animal laws. Exodus 21, verse 28, through Exodus 22:15 are all animal laws. That is the context of this passage, animal laws. Let us not assume Yah would drop an unrelated killing a person is okay if they are robbing you at night law into the middle of a section of laws relating to animals. Furthermore, verses 1 through 4 is the entire paragraph. We cannot take out the middle part of the paragraph, only verses 2 and 3, and expect to understand what is being said in context. Exodus 22, verses 1 through 4. If a man shall steal an ox or a sheep, and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox, and 4 sheep for a sheep. If a thief be found breaking up, and be smitten that he die, there shall no blood be shed for him. If the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed for him. For he should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. If the theft be certainly found in his hand alive, whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double. Note the italicized words in verses 2 and 3, there shall be shed. These do not appear in the original text, but were added in translation. We'll get back to that later. So the things that cause the most confusion in this passage are breaking up, who exactly is he and him, if the sun be risen upon him, and the wording of the blood. So, taking them one at a time, if a thief be found breaking up. Now, breaking up is not the same as breaking in. Just because in English they sound similar does not mean they are the same thing. The only other time the Hebrew word for breaking up is used is in Jeremiah and is translated as secret search. That's Jeremiah 2, verse 34. Also in thy skirts is found the blood of the souls of the poor innocents. I have not found it by secret search, but upon all these. The meaning is that the thing was not hidden or in secret, where an exhaustive, detective-like search was needed. It was out in the open, easy to find, to be witnessed for all to see. It certainly has nothing to do with breaking and entering and theft. Since this is the only other usage in all of Scripture, we would do well to lean on this translation and context. If a thief be found breaking up, or through secret search, and be smitten that he die, there shall no blood be shed for him. The next thing that causes confusion is the use of the words he and him. In this passage, there are 3, not 2 possibilities for he and him. The owner, the thief, and what I believe is the correct answer, since we are in the middle of animal laws, the animal. The he being smitten is not the thief, it is the animal. So if the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed for him. So if the sun be risen upon him is not the same as during the daytime, thereby implying that the previous verse must be taking place during the nighttime. The phrase is an idiom. The definition of an idiom is a phrase or expression that typically represents a figurative, non-literal meaning attached to the phrase. The same way one would say, take it with a grain of salt, is not to be understood literally, that I need to take it with a singular grain of literal salt, but figuratively, to be skeptical, not take it at face value, consider the source and purpose behind it, etc. I agree that if the sun be risen upon him is the opposite of secret search, based on their usage in this passage, so we can learn about the meaning of one phrase from the other. The way the Targum translates, if the sun be risen upon him, is, if the eyes of witnesses be upon him. That would mean that with secret search, there are no witnesses. Otherwise, how could it be secret? And we should know that a legal matter cannot be established without 2 or 3 witnesses. That is why there is no recompense or blood for verse 2. The theft was done in secret, there are no witnesses. At this point, we can get back to the italicized words surrounding blood. Without those added words, there shall be shed, what is really being said here? The Hebrew word used is the standard one for blood, Strong's H1818, but looking at the specific usage here, we see in the context it means his blood is upon him. He is responsible for his own death. It is not saying the owner is allowed to kill the thief by shedding the thief's blood. Rather, the thief has imputed the blood upon himself by killing the animal. You can check Blue Letter Bible for that. So with all this in mind, let's bring it together. In situation 1, or verse 1, a dead animal is killed or sold. There is recompense, and there is blood. So if a man shall steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep. Situation 2, verse 2. Dead animal found with no witnesses to the crime. There's no recompense and no blood. So if a thief be found breaking up and be smitten that he die, no blood for him. Or alternatively, if a thief be found through a secret search with no witnesses to attest, and the animal be smitten that the animal die, no blood shall be imputed to the thief for the animal. As we see in Exodus 21, verses 10 through 11, if a man deliver unto his neighbor an ass or an ox or a sheep or a beast to keep, and it die or be hurt or driven away, no man seeing it, then shall an oath of the Lord be between them both, that he hath not put his hand unto his neighbor's goods, and the owner of it shall accept thereof, and he shall not make it good. Situation 3, verse 3. A dead animal is found with witnesses to the crime. There is recompense and there is blood. If the sun be risen upon him, blood for him, for he should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. Alternatively, if the theft was committed with witnesses to attest, blood shall be imputed to the thief for the animal. He should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he should be sold for his theft. Situation 4, verse 4, the animal is found alive. There is a recompense, but there is no blood. If the theft be certainly found in his hand alive, whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double. So we can see the 4 verses are 4 different situations about the state of the animal. Was the animal dead in verses 1, 2, and 3, and the animal is alive in verses 4? In verse 1, the animal is killed or sold. In verse 2, the animal is found dead with no witnesses. In verse 3, the animal is found dead with witnesses. So here it is alternatively. If a man steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep. If a thief be found through a secret search with no witnesses to attest, and the animal be smitten that the animal die, no blood shall be imputed to the thief for the animal. If the theft was committed with witnesses to attest, blood shall be imputed to the thief for the animal. He should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. If the theft be certainly found in his hand alive, whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double. Put into a real-world example. Verse 2. If someone's sheep is stolen with no witnesses, and the dead animal carcass is found by the search party on my property, when they come to question me, since there are no witnesses, just the fact that it is on my land is not enough to convict me. The matter would be brought to the judge, and they would enter me into an oath that I did not steal it or kill it. The owner would accept the oath, and I would not have to pay the required recompense in verse 1, and there would be no blood imputed to me. Verse 3. If someone's sheep is stolen and killed, and there are multiple witnesses who can identify that I am guilty, I would be brought to the judge, who would demand a recompense to the owner 4 sheep plus 1/5 of the value of the original sheep, and then offer a ram for a trespass offering. Spiritually, I have brought the blood of the animal onto myself, and will have to answer for it at the judgment by acting presumptuously against the law.